Greetings everyone, welcome to Chess Advanced, and this game was played in Grand Chess, and with the white pieces we have world number 1, Magnus Carlsen, and with the black pieces we have world number 3, Fabiano Caruana. So definitely it's going to be an insane matchup, world number 1 against world number 3, so it couldn't get any better than this. So without further ado, let's start with this game. And Magnus here starts with c4, we have c5 by Fabiano, b3 and b6. I already showed a game with the same line as was played between Jan and Arjun, where Arjun absolutely crushed Jan, and really with the sacrifice that he did, really Tal would be proud. And here in this position, just d4, c captures, queen captures, knight to e6, and queen to d2, absolutely same lineup. And here we have knight to f6, knight to e3, and just rook to d8, bishop to b2, bishop to b7, and here just f3. But now just very nice bishop to bishop to f4, just trying to pin that knight. And here we have g3, just pushing the bishop back, bishop to h6, just keeping the pin. Most likely you're going to get that fianchetto. And here after knight to g2, we have just g6, h4, and here just queen to b8. We have g4 now, trying to win a piece, so you have to be careful. So bishop back to g7, but here just h5. And here definitely Magnus is up on the attack. He doesn't want to wait any more moves, because absolutely everything is looking good for him. So here just bishop to h6. Now again getting the bishop out of there. I don't know why he did that, but maybe something must be in his mind. But here just a queenside castle, and this looks like you're just running into trouble, but if it works, it works. Bishop to g5, but now just this very nice bishop to c2, and here we have knight to f4, knight captures, queen captures, and here just knight to f1. And he asks maybe if you're interested in a queen trade, and here in this position Fabio obliges. He goes for queen caps on d2, knight captures e5, and a very nice prophylactic move, king to b1, but here just rook to e6, and here we have h6. Just this h6, always an annoyance in the position where here we have castles, but here just rook to e4, and we have d6, b4, but here just knight to d7. We have rook to king to a1, just getting the king all the way down there, and we have rook to c8, but just bishop to b3, rook to f6. I mean, obviously you have to get away from that file as soon as possible, because once that pawn push comes, it's going to be well, not good at least. We have c5, and here bishop to a6, but now bishop to c4, just asking that if maybe you're interested in trading this, well, very strong piece, because it's very nicely eyeing the king. But in this position, the answer for this position is actually a no. You don't want to trade that piece, you want to move away, because here after bishop to b3, now you play bishop to a6, again trying to go on this diagonal and maybe also trying to get a repetition. But here just bishop to a4, but now b5, bishop to c2, king to f8, just getting out of that diagonal as much as possible would be the best thing here. And also to bring the king in the center, because all the action is going to happen there as well. King to e7, but here just rook to d3, trying to double up on the d file. Rook to c7, but here just rook h to d1, and here we have d captures, knight captures, and not trading but going for a bishop to c8. And here once knight captures, rook captures, bishop captures, and here just rook captures. You cannot take this first, because this captures would come with a check, so that would be absolutely terrible. There is no Swishin Sug in this position, unfortunately. So here just rook caps on d3. We have rook to c6 attacking the bishop, and here just king defends, and your both players would get a very fine game, because here just bishop caps is going to be played, king gets in the center, you capture the h6 pawn. It's most likely going to be a draw, but still. And here in this position, knight to b8 was played, but this knight to b8 is going to haunt Fabi, because here it's not a good move. And Magnus does take advantage of this. Magnus immediately goes for this b5, just pushing the bishop, and the bishop goes back. It's going to get locked in, and that's going to be for the rest of the game, because here rook caps on c5 was played, just trying to get some counterplay for the sacrifice piece. And it's not actually a sacrifice, but here after b captures, bishop captures, rook captures, and rook captures, you might think like, what is Magnus doing? Magnus has just doubled up upon knight captures, is definitely on the horizon, but now comes the actual idea. Bishop caps on e5, and you cannot take, because this would be mate. So here rook to e6 was played, attacking the bishop, but just bishop caps on d6. So he got two central pawns, and here that pawn is going to be captured, but here just rook to b8, bishop to b8, and now again threatening mate. Rook to e8, bishop caps on a7. So he got 3 pawns, b5, but now just comes bishop to d4, just nicely centralizing that piece. And here we have knight to c7, bishop to f6, and here just going for this knight to e6, rook gets to d1, bishop rook to a4, rook to d3, g5, rook to d2, and here just b4. Just trying something here, because there is not much to do. Even if you double up, this is just very nicely defended. You cannot push, because just simply rook captures. Knight doesn't have that many squares to go to. That bishop is absolutely strong. If you move anywhere, on the second file, there are chances of getting mated, because this pawn is very nicely guarding this, and also this bishop is guarding this diagonal. So it's a difficult position to So here just king to b1 was tried, but just rook to e8, and we have bishop to e7, but rook to e8, and then both players are just trying to see if any of the others will make a mistake, because Magnus can slowly play this position and he will still turn it into a win because it's completely winning for you. And on the other hand, for Fabi, there is nothing to be done because you cannot push any pawns. You don't have any pawns. Knights cannot jump into the game. Position is looking very bleak. Rook to e8 was played, but just rook to b2. We have rook to a6, and here after rook to d3, knight to f8, and bishop caps on g5. Another losing another pawn. It was on this move, on just move 44, that Fabiano Caruana resigned the game, and Magnus just beat the world number 3 in just 44 moves. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming back with such amazing games. So stay tuned to the channel, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Thank you all.